And if you guys ever hear me like share like the story of the things that shifted for our organization, where we, and from the last year to go from millionaire team to 20K, it was when we were doing the 90-day plans, right? And I always share the story about, I was thankful that, JJ was our guest speaker. I think it was 2018 January Spectacular Kickoff. I don't really know what they called it at that time. I think it might have been January Kickoff. But he was the guest speaker. And at that point in time for us, I was literally ready to stop doing 90-day plans. And during this training, we don't remember a whole lot, but we remember what we need to remember. And for me, I remember him saying, and you hear it all the time, but it just resonated at that point in time, that you don't see the results in your first set of 90-day plans, you see them in the second. And literally that was what made me commit to this organization doing a lot of the things that we're still doing today. So, attesting a lot of the staying power that I've been able to have, to leaders like this that get a chance to share with us. And, it's amazing because watching, his journey, somebody who I always admired, throughout my entire Herbalife career, somebody who moved fast, that you didn't see them for a second, and all of a sudden they popped up, and, like they're changing pin levels like every single month. And he just closed out 40K International Executive President's Team, meaning not only is he 40K, but he's helped develop 3 lines of President's Team members. And I'm sure there's more coming with the way that they're duplicating the nutrition clubs. So I'm excited. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to pass the call over now to brand new 40K International Executive President's Team member, J Makowski. Go ahead, take it away, my brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. What's up, team? How's everybody doing? Amazing shares. Congratulations to everybody. I know you guys are crushing it. And I'm honored to be able to share with you guys tonight. And I just want to say before I get into some of my story, wherever you guys are at right now, this is so pivotal inside of our journeys, because you're never the same person inside of the events, right? You can be at an STS, or you can be at a leadership development weekend, or you can be at extravaganza. And even though you might be hearing a speaker that you have already heard, or you might be hearing a story that you have already heard, you're not the same person that you were the last time, right? This is the power of consistency. This is the power of continuing to show up on calls like this. If you guys have them every Sunday, like I think Crawford was just sharing. And so there's power in that, because every Sunday you're a new person. Whether you've been doing the work or not, I would encourage you, obviously, to do all you can, so that you're so much more evolved next Sunday than you were last Sunday. But that's the power of what we get to do. That's the power of our opportunity. So I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about my story, but I'm going to share through some points also, and I'm going to share some of my story through that. But before I get into that, you guys, I've been in the business now for 8 years. I started when I was 22 years old. I was a college athlete. I was a personal trainer. And the lady that I was training in the gym was using the Herbalife product. She was wearing the Herbalife brand, and I had never heard about it before. So I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I was going to school in Adrian, Michigan. And if any of you guys know Michigan, or Adrian, Michigan, which most of you probably have never heard of it before, it's a small town 45 minutes north of Toledo, Ohio. So this town was so small that we didn't have a Chipotle. We had a McDonald's and a Subway. That was like the only thing that we had. It was a couple street lights. I went to play football. I didn't go for school. I went to play football and maybe to party a little bit. I had no interest in school. But while I was getting ready to graduate, the lady I was training in the gym was wearing Herbalife. She was taking the products. I had never heard about Herbalife before. I'm like, is this some thing like that, like it's in this small town of Adrian, or what the heck is this stuff? And after I was training her, you guys, for 3 months, she was down 20 pounds. I come to find out it's more because of her nutrition, not necessarily because of me training her as a personal trainer. And I then got inspired to find out about what it was that she was doing. Number one, because I wanted to get results myself. I was 6 months after playing college football. I was about to graduate. I was partying a lot. I wasn't eating as healthy. I wasn't working out as much. So I was dissatisfied with where I was at, right? And so for all of us as distributors wanting to build our business, sometimes we get to remember, people get to get dissatisfied enough. Sometimes we might be wondering, like, why doesn't this person want to try the products? Why doesn't this person want to start the business? Guys, sometimes they get to get dissatisfied enough. Sometimes they're not dissatisfied enough. Sometimes they're not in that place in their life when, like, they're so in pain. They're so at this breaking point where they're just like, all right, I'm ready. And that's why I said no for 3 months. I was training Ann. She was getting results. She was using the product. She was wearing the brand. And I said, she would say, hey, you can come to this event. Hey, you can come to my nutrition club, try a shake. Hey, you can come check out this. You can come hear these stories. I wasn't ready yet. I couldn't hear her yet. But here's what she did. She was consistent. She didn't keep bothering me about it, right? She was unconditional in how she treated me, which is an important thing for us to remember. We get to treat them, we get to treat people, in my experience, we get to treat people with that unwavering positivity, with that unwavering love. Like, I'm going to show you love, period. And if you hop on our HOM call, or if you come to my nutrition club, or if you join my challenge, awesome. But I'm going to love you regardless. I'm going to show you support regardless. I'm going to recognize you regardless, right? Because you guys know, like, people don't get that really outside of Herbalife. So when you're being that person without anything attached to it, when you're being that person without attaching what you want from it, right? You're just coming from a positive place because you truly, not like just saying it, but you truly want to make a difference for somebody. Now, what I got to understand on my journey, you guys, was that difference, it isn't just the products or the business opportunity. Sometimes that difference is you serve them a shaker tea a few times in your nutrition club, and that's the max that that person will ever do, but that's better than nothing, right? So that is what Ange was for me. She was always positive to me. She was always polite to me. She was always, saying thank you for a great session and all these things. And so finally, when I was dissatisfied enough, when I came to the point where I was like, all right, I'm about to graduate. I'm 1 month from graduation. I don't know what I'm going to do next. And then I just thought to myself, because I heard Ange talking to one of her distributors who was in the gym, and her distributor was like, hey, Ange, I just made $100 while I was at work. And I was like, his name was Gerald. I was like, Gerald, what do you mean you made $100 while you were at work? He's like, while I was at work, one of my friends ordered a program and I profited $100. I was like, how'd you do that? And he was like, well, if you want to know more information, just talk to Angela. But I'm just telling you, bro, it's amazing. That's all he said. But for some reason, whatever reason, it clicked for me. This is another thing that I want to share with you guys, is that sometimes it's not always, right, our story where it clicks for somebody. Sometimes it's someone else's story. So be intentional when you're inside of your nutrition clubs. Be intentional when you guys are on your social media. Be intentional when you guys are out in the marketplace. We can alley-oop each other. Like, there's nothing better, in my opinion, than being able to alley-oop each other. Because sometimes, like, we're talking to our brother, we're talking to our sister, we're talking to our boyfriend or our girlfriend, or we're talking to our cousin, or sometimes those people are so familiar with us. It's like when, like, maybe your mom or your dad tells you something and you can't hear it, but when your uncle or your aunt says it, you hear it. It's the same thing. So sometimes that's how it gets to be inside of our business, which is why the stories are so powerful, which is why being able to play for each other is so powerful. Gerald literally alley-ooped Ange, and I was like, I get it. So I was like, all right, Ange, like, I want to know more. So she's like, okay, come to this event. It's on Saturday. She was inviting me to an STS, you guys. Listen, that STS, I told Ange, I was like, I got to go home for my mom's birthday. I didn't go home for my mom's birthday. That was one of my last weekends at college. I partied the whole entire weekend. So I lied to Ange about coming to the STS. So guys, I say that because I'm 40K 3 diamond right now, right? She didn't give up on me. And she kept going regardless, right? Sometimes, and especially maybe some new distributors on the line tonight, sometimes we're going to do this based off of what our friends say about it, or based off of what our family says about it, or based off of if somebody joins or not, or like when we go back to live events, I hear this sometimes. People are like, I didn't come to the STS. And I'm like, why didn't you go to the STS? They're like, because none of my team wanted to go. And I'm like, that's the problem. You get to go regardless of what your team is going to do. Because sometimes, guys, although yes, we're building with the team we have now, sometimes we're building for the team that's going to be here tomorrow. This is why sometimes I tell people all the time, like, guys, we're not taking notes for, let's say you have 2 people on the call with you tonight, or let's say you have, 200 people with you on the call tonight. You're not taking notes just for yourself and for those 5 or 200 people tonight. You're taking notes for the thousands of people that are going to be in your organization next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. So when you get into that place, when you have a vision for yourself, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, when you get into that place, though, and you can see more for yourself than just the here and now, especially if you're here now, right now, it might seem smaller. It might not be inspiring to you yet. That can inspire you. So after I said no, guys, and then I lied to Ange about the STS, 2 weeks later, I met with her. I tried a blueberry cheesecake shake. It was bomb. She showed me the marketing plan. I heard some stories. Long story short, you guys, I didn't have enough money to order the products. So she said, okay, well, invite a few of your friends to, it was an HOM the next week. I had 15 of my friends come to that HOM. I wish I would have invited everybody like she said. I only invited like 20 people, the 20 of my closest friends. 15 came, 8 ordered products. I made $864 that night. And that was mind expanding for me, because never anywhere did I make $864 in one night. Never. I was working 3 jobs while I was in school, you guys. That took me 2 months working 3 jobs to make. So that goes back to, whatever your guys' flow is or whatever your guys' process is. That's why it's so important that when we get a new distributor, we set them up powerfully to work their 100-person list or whatever is part of your guys' flow. Because when you help them make money, and by the way, right, it's, yes, we want to help that person make money, but I'm more interested in that person learning the skills. I want them to get no's as fast as possible. I want them to get objections as fast as possible, because I want them to learn how to actually build the business. So if they get no's, or they get, oh, it's too expensive, or they get, oh, I don't know if I can fit that in my budget, then I can work with that person. Then I can show that person how that potential client might actually be saving money, right? So there's all these things that come inside of the action piece of it. Maybe the messy piece of it. It might seem messy, no matter how beautiful your guys' flow might be. Sometimes when you're doing it, it's like, oh, I'm confused, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to say back to this, or I don't know if I should post this. Do it, do it, do it. That's where all the results come. That's where all the learning comes. That's where all the growth in your guys' business comes. So I'm going to take you guys through a few points. And so if you guys just want to stick with me, the first point that I want to share with you guys is the understanding we all have the same products and the same marketing plan. That was so powerful for me to understand when I started my business. So when I heard all the results of the products, all the results of the business, and then my mentor told me, he said, Jay, you know what's wild about this business too? They all started at 25%, just like you. They all take the same products, just like you're about to take. So the variable in this business is me, is you, it's us. Because the healthy meal and the PDM, it's got 200 calories, it's got 21 vitamins and minerals, it's got the same protein count, same carb count, same fat count, same everything. The product's consistent. The marketing plan's consistent. In fact, not only does Herbalife pay us on time, usually they pay us early. So these are not, it's not a question of, is the product going to be consistent? Is the product going to work? Is the tea and the aloe and the beauty booster going to taste good? Is the watermelon prepared going to be amazing? Like, that's not a question. It's consistent. People aren't consistent, right? This is why we can have so much confidence when we're working with a customer, or even when we're working with a distributor. It's like, yo, if they're not getting product results, that's them. It's not the product. It's them, right? In the marketing plan, we all start at 25%. So is each of our journeys going to be unique to us and to what we get to learn inside of the journey? And look, guys, these are my personal beliefs, right? Inside of what I'm going to share. And you guys get to take what makes sense for you. You guys get to leave what doesn't. But all I can do is share with you guys my truth and like what I've learned and what I connect to. Okay. So if that makes sense for you guys, put a 1 in the chat, please. Put a number 1 in the chat if that makes sense. Okay, cool. So what I believe is inside of this business, Herbalife is going to pull out of you everything that gets to be pulled out of you for the evolution of who you are here to become. So if you are stubborn and you get to learn how to surrender to certain things, then that's what's going to be called for you. If you compare and you're not able to celebrate other people's wins, then you will be challenged over and over and over and over and over again until you can 100% celebrate other people. And when you do that, you'll probably have your business grow. There's things that we all get to bring to this business where, by the way, we don't need to make it harder than it's going to be. I'm just saying it's organically going to happen because Herbalife is such a business of all the parts of who we are, especially if you're going to build a business, the mental and the spiritual, right? The personal development piece of it, that's what this business is. So if you can communicate more powerfully to people where you're not just heard, but other people are empowered after you communicate with them, that's part of your opportunity inside of this business. That's what I had to learn. Like, I'm an athlete. My dad's a coach. The way I got talked to was, effing do this, like yell at us or hit us or whatever. I can't yell or hit my distributors, right? That's not what, I can't do that. So I got to learn how to communicate to certain people in my organization, especially if you want a large organization, right? You're not going to have all the same types of people that all like to be talked to the same way, that all have the same love languages, that all that's not going to be this business if you want a large organization. So how do you deal more powerfully with a larger organization? You become more yourself. So when we hear the products and the marketing plan are the same for everybody, that is not to disempower you. That is actually to empower you. That's to empower you to say you have everything you need outside of you. You just get to handle inside of you. The products, you got that. The marketing plan, you got that. Listen, we have like 200 assistants that work at Herbalife Corporate for you, for me, right? Your customer goes on your website, orders your products, and right away you have someone at the warehouse packing your products for your customer, shipping your products to your customer, paying you and your distributors. It's handled. It's literally like you have hundreds of personal assistants for a little $100 to start your business and a little $50 or $100 recall that you pay every year, whatever it is. Right? Like when we think like that, it makes our business seem easier. At least it does for me. Okay. Point number 2. Understand the magnitude of this opportunity. And I kind of just shared that there, but it's really understanding like, wait, we live in one of the most obese countries in the world if you're in the United States, but our whole world is unhealthy. And a lot of people are looking for extra income, and a lot of people are looking for a community where people are growing and becoming more and giving more and doing more and striving for more. And a lot of people are not happy at the jobs they currently have, because part of being happy is serving other people. And part of being happy is being in progress. And so a lot of people aren't in progress at their job because they get paid the same thing every 2 weeks for the rest of their life. So everything lines up inside of Herbalife, inside of this opportunity. But if we don't understand the magnitude of our opportunity, right? I'm going to talk sports for a second. If Phil Jackson doesn't understand he's got one of the best basketball players to ever play the game in Michael Jordan, if he doesn't understand that and he keeps him on the bench every single game for his whole entire career, they don't win 6 titles. Does that make sense? Because he doesn't understand the magnitude of the athlete that is on his team. So then he doesn't build around the athlete on his team, and they don't get Scotty and they don't get Dennis. That doesn't happen. So when we understand the magnitude of our opportunity, then you don't just wake up with no plan tomorrow. You wake up knowing what your plan is tomorrow. You don't just not post on social media. You post on social media. And you don't just post on social media. You post on social media intentionally. You don't just look at the flow that you guys have, but you actually get inside of the flow and work the flow. And you don't just work the flow, you get better inside of the flow. Because you understand the magnitude of the opportunity that Herbalife is and that our business is. So I want to encourage you guys to understand the bigger picture than just kind of where we're at right now. When I was a supervisor, I heard Tim Files, he was 30K one diamond at the time. And I heard his story, and my mind expanded as much as it could. I went to go do an STS for him, and I went around to his organization, and I met some of the people, and I saw all the people, and I saw David Hayes pulls up in the Maserati. I saw Chris Bickerstaff pull up in the lifted truck. I saw Files pull up in the Benz. Like, my mind expanded. I saw the bigger picture than where I was at in the current moment. Okay, point number 3, and this leads into point number 3, which is borrow belief from other people. Borrow belief from the people that have come before you. Borrow belief from the stories. Borrow belief from the GET teams, the MIL teams, the PRES teams, the chairman's clubs. Borrow that belief from other people and make it your own. And make it your own. And what I mean by that is like, when you're brand new, sometimes you have to borrow belief from other people that it's going to work, that you're going to have a team one day, that you're going to have clients that text you and cry and say, thank you, and you're amazing, you changed my life. And my relationship with my husband, my relationship with my wife is so different because you helped me lose 30 pounds. Sometimes you get to borrow belief from other people, like I said, because somebody has made it to the top of this business with the same problems you're having. They just chose not to make them the same excuses that you're making. So sometimes it's like, I just got to borrow that belief from somebody else right now. That's why I see so many of you guys with your vision boards behind you. That's why you have the vision board. You're borrowing the belief, and then you're putting in the work, and you're putting in the work, and you're putting in the work. I have a vision board, you guys, in my room, and so many of the things that are on that thing are now checked off. I have my 15K pin. I have my 20K pin. I have my 30K pin. I have a 40K pin on there. I don't even know why I had a 40K pin, because when I made that board, 30K was like the thing. Like, that was the only thing. There wasn't like 100K, 150K, all this stuff. But the car and certain things I did for my parents and certain things I want to do for the team, it's checked off because you get to have that belief first. You get to have the belief first. And guys, something inside of belief is a negative belief is still a belief, right? A negative belief, believing you can't do it, believing it's not going to work, believing that it's just for this person and not for this person. You're going to get the result of that. So it's what you believe and then what you attach your emotion to, what you attach your feeling to over and over and over again. Guys, I want to encourage you guys. Choose why you can. Choose why you can every single day. Choose why you can do 10,000 volume points, why you can do 20,000 documented volume points, why you can change pins this year, why you can change 2 pins this year, not why you can't. Some people are so focused on why they can't. Like, guys, when I started my business, we didn't have nutrition clubs. STS was 4 hours away. We drove 4 hours there, 4 hours back. We didn't have a fit club yet. There wasn't any 20-somethings in my market. So when I went to the STS, it was a lot of more seasoned women and like older, overweight guys all at my STS. But I saw stories of different people in Herbalife. So I had to over and over and over again, I had to tell myself why I can't. So it was like, okay, so there's no 20 or 30 something year old prez teams in the Midwest. Cool, I'm gonna be the first one, or I'm gonna be one of them. It just means more opportunity for me to make an impact on my generation. Why I can. Okay, next one. Do the best you can with where you're at with what you have. This one's so major, you guys, because this, in my opinion, helps me not get stagnant. And when I'm brand new, holds me accountable to doing my best. Do the best you can with where you're at with what you have. You're a brand new supervisor, awesome. Do the best you can with where you're at with what you have. You got the chats, you got the team calls, you have your social media, you might have your nutrition club, you might have your fit club, you might have your challenge, whatever you have. Are you really utilizing that thing and playing full out? Like, you don't have another month. This is the only month you've got. Like, you don't have another day. Monday, tomorrow is the only day you've got. Are you doing the best you can with where you're at, with what you have? And when you hit get team, are you chilling? Are we in management mode? Does our team got it? Are they going to do it? Are they going to produce it? Are they going to lead it? Or am I, now that I'm a get team, am I leading as strong as I can? Am I still producing as much as I can? Guys, I'm just going to be honest. I've seen so many people settle in this business. And sometimes I just got to ask people like, yo, did you settle? I know you didn't quit because you're here, but did you quit? Like, did you actually, like, energetically, are you checked out of this business right now? Sometimes that's like a thing. And I know that's not a thing on this call because you guys are growing, you guys have momentum, you guys are changing pins, but I'm just saying, like, part of this for me, you guys, is this is about longevity. This is about longevity. This is about into 2030, 2040, 2050. You better believe there will be seasons in your life and in your business because everybody has them. If you're in long enough, you'll have your seasons. So it's about being the person that can withstand and grow in any season. I'm not personally, and I probably could say the same thing for Crawford or Super or whoever else. These guys, you guys are not growing because of what they're doing right now. They're growing because of what they did 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. They were planting, and they were planting, and they were planting, and they were doing the work over and over, and they were at the event, and they were qualifying, and they were producing, and they were posting, and they were showing up. And even if their royalty wasn't growing like it is right now, it actually was. It just wasn't in the present moment. Some things take time, right? Girl gets pregnant, takes 9 months to have the baby. That's how the business is. That's how this business is. So it's about doing the best you can with where you're at with what you have. Some people, you guys, I see some people, they're so good at networking, or they're so good at retailing, or they're so good at recruiting, but they rely so much on their skills and they get lazy in the work. You know, like those people, it's like, man, you have so much potential. You could do 20K every single month. Why don't you? I just got to turn it on. It's just a decision. Like, why turn it off? Do the best you can with where you're at with what you have right now. All right, next point. Mentorship and guidance. Follow the leader while you continue to work on being and becoming a stronger leader. It's, guys, the beautiful part about this business is you get to be both. You get to be coach and you get to be player. You get to be coach and you get to be player. You don't just get to be coach and manage and manage and manage and manage and manage. You could, but you're going to manage people right out of your business or right out of your right out of your area, because they're going to be I want to be around people that are going for it. I want to be around people that are qualifying for it. I want to be around people that are going for it. And I want to be around those people that I know I need to mentor me and coach me and pour into me, because I get to be that mentor and coach for other people. So we want to not just follow the leader and respect the leader and be grateful for the leader or leaders, of course, but we not only want to do that, but we also want to work on being the leader inside of who we are. Now, look, guys, a leader isn't always someone that's here talking. A leader isn't always someone who is going to be in the chats posting all the time. There's many ways to lead. You guys lead by how you show up on this call. You lead by what your energy is on the call. You lead by what your energy is in the chat. You lead by how you guys share in the beginning of the call, like you guys just did. You lead by being the first one at the club in the morning. You lead by contributing to setting up whatever you set up for your challenges. There's many ways to lead. It's not just vocal. So there's many ways to lead. And inside of that, you guys, is being coachable. I heard one of my mentors say this one time. He said, Jay, listen, professionals pay. They literally pay money for coaching. They pay money to be corrected. I spoke about on the Active World or on the Tab Team call last Motivational Monday, and I said, Peyton Manning, literally, he put this video out where he's literally getting on his coach. He's like, you're not coaching me hard enough. I need you to coach me. If my foot is off, if my shoulder's not pointing at my receiver, if I'm not putting enough on the ball, if I'm not putting enough under the ball, I need you to coach me. That's what you're here for. And guys, my question for you guys is, are you that eager to be coached? Or are you one of the people, probably no one on this call, they're probably the people who didn't hop on the call, but are you one of the people, like I know I get to coach sometimes where I don't even want to coach them? Because every time I coach them, they're going to say, I know, or they're going to have a reason, or they're going to have an excuse, or they're going to come back with something over and over and over again. And you know what, you guys? They haven't changed a pin. They're not qualifying for stuff. They're barely doing their 2,500, if they do their 2,500, because they know everything. They don't know everything, but they think they know everything. So their ears are closed, their heart's closed, their mind's closed, nothing's open. I can't coach them. No one can coach them, right? Because then I'm like, oh, what guest speaker is gonna get this into their head? No one can. I mean, sometimes, hopefully, a guest speaker might, but they have to have the intentional decision every single day, I'm going to be coachable. So a professional pays for coaching. Amateurs make you pay when you coach them. Amateurs make you pay, right? They're the ones who have reasons, excuses, all the things when you go ahead and give them coaching. All right, my next point is why. Why? Why are you going to do this business? Why do you want to go to the next level? Why do you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new medallions at 2021 extravaganza? Why do you want to do that for your mom? Do this for your kids, do this for your spouse, do this for your family, do this for your legacy. Why? Guys, and this is like our why can change every day, every week, every month, every year, every few years. It changes. It changes. I wanted to make 6 figures. Now I want to make 6 figures a month. I might make 6 figures a month this month. We got to wait to see what happens with this 30K bonus. So it's like, now what? Now why? Now what's next? I have to have something, or I'll be like, I'll start thinking like, man, I'm going to go coach football. I'm going to go coach high school football or whatever. I love that stuff. Like that's what I love. And I love this, but I have to have something that's continuing to pull me forward so I don't settle, so I don't just chill, right? So what's your why? And continuing to look at and be real about what your why is and where your why is at. Because it can change. And guys, your why isn't going to be like everyone else's all the time. Like, guys, I used to want like this crazy house, and I still do. But now I want to make this little like traveling. I want to get a school bus. I want to re-renovate the thing. I want to make it super dope inside. I want to drive it for 6 months across the U.S. I want to buy a bike. I want to bike all these mountains and all these trails. I want to sleep in the bus. I want to have fires outside. Whenever I meet my girl, I want to take my girl with me and get a puppy. And like, that's what I want to do. Okay. So it's not what I thought it was 3 years ago. It's a little different. So your whys will change a little bit. All right. Next is before and after transformation. But your before and after transformation, you guys, it's not just your before and after picture that you post on social media. That's not the only thing it is. It's your mental before and after. How did you used to think before Herbalife, and how are you thinking now? Spiritual. What was your spirituality like before Herbalife, and what is it now? And your physical. It's all of it. And it's a continuous process inside of all of it. What is your progress with your mental transformation? What is your progress with your spiritual and physical transformation? Guys, part of why I got so passionate about this in the beginning was because I was so bothered when people had so much crap to talk about Herbalife or about the products or about the business. Not that it would like stop me, it would fuel me. It would make me more passionate about having some of the sickest results in the gym. So I got really fired up about that. And so when I share that, it's like, you don't need other people to believe in you. You don't need your spouse, your brother, your sister, your cousin. I had so many people in my family be like, that's not going to work. I tried something like that. I stopped it in 6 months. I'll give you 4 months. All the stupid stuff that people say, but that's just where they're at. You don't need them to believe in you. You just need to keep growing. Because here's my thing, you guys. Truth about who you are, the difference you're going to make, the power of our products, the power of our business, the power of our opportunity, just like it is right now. Truth always shows in time. I had so many people, for those of you guys that were in the business in 2017, I had so many people that reposted the trash articles that people would put out about Ackman and short selling and how Herbalife's going to fail and Herbalife's not going to make it and all this stuff. And they're not posting anything about how we're up 38% year on year and how we're up in the second quarter on last second quarter. They're not posting anything about that stuff. But what I knew the whole entire time was truth shows in time all the time. I'm confident in our products. I'm confident in our business. I'm confident in what we're going to do. I'm confident in who I'm going to be. That's what you guys get to continue to have inside of you. Okay, next one. Our lives are a sum of the decisions that we've made. Our lives, what we have or don't have, who we are or who we're not, who we're with or who we're not, what we're passionate about, what we do, what we don't do. It's a sum of the decisions that we've made. So we get to just ask ourselves, am I happy with the results I'm getting in my life? And if not, what do I get to change? And that leads me to my next point, which is, what do you, and I like to say, what do we, because I don't want it to be, I'm talking at you, but I just want you guys to understand, like, this is what I tell myself. What do I get to choose? What do I get to do? And what do I get to think differently to have me get a different result than what I've gotten so far, if I'm not happy with the results I've gotten so far? Right, guys? Like, when I started my business, my mentor told me he made $50,000 a month. He told me about how he retired his mom when he was 24 years old. He told me all these stories. And I thought to myself, I don't have that. So what did he do to do that? So I can do the same things to do that. And look, I'm not going to tell you guys have to do this, but for 5 years, I had no TV. I had no TV. I didn't really go party. I didn't really listen to music, although unless I was in the gym and I needed it, but it was books. It was audio books. I was working. I was doing extra work. Sometimes I was going to 2 STSs a month if I needed to. Like, it was all about how can I absorb this stuff as fast as possible, do the work as much as possible, get the results as fast as possible so that I can build my business, because I understood that this is a business, you guys. It's not a business that necessarily knows time. This isn't a marketing plan that says you need to put in 5 years to get to Get Team. Adrian, you're not allowed to hit first cut a mil until you're 20 years in the business. No, it says 80,000 documented volume points, 3 levels. If you do that, no matter how long you're in the business, you hit a cut a mil team. That's our business. And one of the ways we do that is we have more first-line active supervisors, as many as we can, so we can have it go faster instead of waiting for our first line to duplicate into our second and our second to duplicate into our third. So our business doesn't know time. Our business is numbers. You hit these numbers, you get this pin, you get this check. That is meant to support you in understanding that this is not, you do this, you make this much money. That's meant to support your drive, your inspiration, your motivation inside of what this business is and what it offers you. So the last thing I have for you guys is vision, right? Jim Rohn talks about how without a vision, people perish. And when you look outside sometimes into our world, or you look outside in the marketplace, there's a lot of people who have no vision. They have no dreams. They have no goals. And inside of your business, you guys, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be times that maybe test you. But when you have a vision, like I see some of you guys with your vision boards, and you're connected to it, and you can see it, then when the challenges come, they're actually gifts for you to create the person you're going to need to be to have the business and the pin and the vision you say you want. I promise you guys. The times I was challenged most in my business, when I grew my check and my check dropped a little bit, I learned, I don't have structure. I learned, I don't have the right system I need. I learned, maybe I need to switch certain things inside of this market for my marketplace. I learned, maybe this isn't how I need to lead my new team. That's how I led my old team, but I might need to be a new leader to have and lead my new team. There's so many things that come inside of the challenges. And when you have a vision, then you can grow through those challenges. But if you guys don't have a vision, a personal vision for yourself, if you don't get involved in the vision inside your organization, if you don't get involved inside of your upline's vision, right? Like, I don't know who your guys' uplines are, like, directly, but what's their vision? And are you connected to that? Are you going to cry when you see their recognition post posted in the chat because you're so connected to their vision and their why, and you've talked about it, and you've cried for it, and you've dreamed for it, and you talked for it, and you worked for it? Like that. When that's the case, and you're riding for them up, and they're riding for you, and you're riding for your sideline, and your sideline's riding for their sideline, and everybody's talking about the vision and backing it with work, and then getting the results, and then posting the checks, and hey, it's happening, you see it's happening, or it's not happening right now, but it will happen. I know it'll happen because it's happening for that person, and it happened for this person, and all we got to do is figure it out. Then you'll hit it, and you'll get it, and you'll have it. And you guys will see, if you haven't already, just like Jim Rohn always talked about, when you get it, you'll see, yes, it's beautiful to have it. You won't send the money back. You're not going to send the check back, but it is about who you became. It is about who you became. And that was all worth it. It was all worth it. So I hope this was powerful for you guys tonight. Thank you guys again for having me. And I just want to say, you guys, stay hungry and stay grounded. Stay grounded in remembering where you were before you are right now. I love when Mark Addy says, remember where you were and what you wanted and what you hoped for and dreamed for 24 hours before you found Herbalife. And at the same time, stay going. We're in a very special time inside of Herbalife right now, you guys. I know that what you guys have done is little compared to what you're about to do, but stay going for it. Everybody gets to eat. Like, this isn't just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Everybody gets to eat. And if you're someone who maybe you're not growing as much as you want to right now, let go of what it was before. Take the lessons from it, but let go of what it was before. Get with your coach, get with your upline and say, hey, listen, I'm ready to lay down my pride, my ego, my arrogance, whatever it might be. Coach me. I'm ready. Tell me what to do. I'll do it. And you go do it, and then text your sponsor back and say, hey, I just did this. Now what? Or whatever your guys' way of communication is. But now is not the time to be in ego. Now is not the time to be in pride. Now is not the time to be talking about what you wish you would have done. Now is the time to work. Now is the time to change pins. Now is the time to set up everything so when we're at 2021 Extravaganza, your name is scrolling on the screen and you're walking the stage. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much. Crawford, I'm going to hand it back to you, bro.
Man, I appreciate that so much. I took a lot of notes. Myself. Learning to always stay a student. I love that message as well. And we're right at the time, but what I'll allow anybody to do is because we quarantine anyways. So if we have like one or two, I'm only gonna allow like one or two. We'll call them questions or feedback. Y'all need his IG. Good luck. Good luck. It took me like 4 years for me to get into his IG. Good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. He'll put his IG in the chat. He'll tell you that he don't really be on the gram like that. He be in the stories. He runs the stories. Good luck. Get in line. That's all I'm gonna say. But if anybody has any questions or any feedback, raise your hand. We got Super already. We'll take one more before we get out of here. Boom, Super Thomas. That is it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Let me turn off the permissions.
Cool. Yo, man. Thanks, Jay. Hey, don't feel bad. Summertime. I'm still waiting on some information from Jay. I hit him up the other day. I'm like, yo, I just need a little. It's cool though. You busy? I'm gonna get you later though. But yo, thank you from somebody who we've been around the world together, so many events and everything. You already know I'm like super excited for all of the growth and everything that's going on with the team. Love you guys, the downline and everything else like that. Yo, that inside work on everything outside is taken care of. Work on the inside. I've said stuff like that before, but the way how seamlessly you just said it, and it had that, it hit me different. I'm like, I think that's what I was trying to say before, but that's a great way to just kind of say it. And I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate you taking your time out on a Sunday and blessing the team. You're definitely, I know, out of the 200 some people on here, probably about 200 of them put you in they top 2, top 3 speakers that they love to hear from if they've been around long enough to hear you, man. So thanks, man. Much success to you. Tell Tim what up, man, when you talk to him too.
Man, definitely. Thomas here. Appreciate the call. I've got to hear you speak a few times now. I've been in the business for over 4 years now. But one of the coldest things that I did hear you say that honestly, it just kind of hit me differently was a lot of people have the same problems, but a lot of people choose not to make the same excuses. Sheesh. Like that. Yeah, that was hard right there. So again, just appreciate you taking the time out to even, come on a call. Obviously you're busy. Everybody's busy, but for you to take the time out to come on a call and bless us with all of those bars, yeah, I appreciate it personally.
I got a question. Since I know you for so long, is it JJ or J now? Is it we dropping the 1J?
Man, I've always liked 1J. 1J is my favorite, bro. I appreciate that.
JJ's so long, and then I'm like, dang, I want to say it right from now on. All right, man.
All right, bro. J straight, thanks.
Yeah. you know it's a good call when you have super talking, because this is a rare occasion. So I appreciate you, sir, for getting him riled up. But no, in all honesty, I choose certain speakers when it's my turn, because I know there's certain levels of evolution that I have to go through and grow through, and there's different things that I need to learn, because we're having a lot of growth really, really fast. So there's a learning curve that I get a chance to have, and so I appreciate you for taking out the time to share so much with us. One of my favorite things I wrote down here is you get to go regardless of what the team is going to do, and that's tough, because you want everybody to go with me, you want everybody to win, and you want everybody to understand. And there's going to be people who you said they haven't suffered enough yet, or however they want to frame it for themselves, and they got to make the decision. Because one thing that I always remember is you can't teach, what is it that you can't teach somebody like a desire. Like desire has to come from within, and and that's what I get from this is like, man, how many. Look, she always rolls up on me like, and when I'm talking, but you can't really teach, desire. It has to come from within, and that's one thing that I always like to say hi. Yeah, bye. So on that note, she sees everybody, she knows everybody, she follows a lot of you guys, and she just can't help but to say hi. So that's how we'll end the call, this evening. So thank you for coming on here and blessing us. But she see everybody, she's saying hi to everybody. Girl, bye. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute everybody so we can say goodnight, and y'all go ahead and tell Jay thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you,
for the call.
Thank you, Danae.
Appreciate that. I let you know.
Very, very insightful. Thank you so much. Good night.
Jay says hi.
Okay, so for me,